Hiya, my name's Charlie and welcome to my channel, and I'm back! Thank you for everyone that's been patient and stuck around and everything, and thank you for everyone that's messaged me. I just needed a little bit of a break. As you can all understand, sometimes we all need a bit of a rest and a bit of a break, but I'm back now and I'm definitely here to stay. So I'm just going to dive right into the book haul and show you the books that I picked up in the last month or so. The first one I've picked up is Ende Maurier. It's The Loving Spirit by Daphne du Maurier. This is her first work, I believe. I think it's actually was inspired by a poem that Emily Bronte wrote, which is quite interesting. And I think it's just like this is quite different from her regular kind of writing. Normally Daphne du Maurier writes really dark, twisty books, but I think this is kind of just like a family saga. So I can't wait to read it. The next one I picked up, I tweeted about. So this is one I'd been anticipating coming out in paperback, and it's Graham Norton's A Keeper. This is like a dark, kind of twisty book about, I think it's about someone who's, her mother's, a girl who returns to Ireland after her mother's death and then finds these letters that kind of, it's all very mysterious and gets very twisty, and Lauren in the books raved about this, and also so did Simon from Savage Reads. So as soon as I saw that it was released in paperback, I had to get it, and I'm so excited to read it. It's a perfect autumnal read. I'm just so excited for it. Right, the next one, if you've got a few little classics, I've got Wild Sargasso Sea, which is kind of by Rhys, and this is, for those of you that don't know, it's sort of a, it's like, it's based on, like, it's not a Jane Eyre retelling, but it basically gives voice to a voiceless character from Jane Eyre, which I don't want to spoil Jane Eyre if you haven't read it, so, but yeah, I'm excited to read this. Yeah, and it's quite short. This is like less than 200 pages, so yeah, should be a good one. Right, the next one is a Victober book. This is Jerome's Three Men in a Boat. I think this is kind of like a light-hearted kind of comical kind of tale of, like, I don't really know much about it, but I know it's like, I know someone from one of the Victober hosts last year, I think it was Kate Howe, read and loved this last year, so yeah, I can't wait to read it, and I might read it in October. I'm not really sure. I'm not actually sure whether I'm going to do a Victober TBR. If you guys want me to do one, let me know, but I will be taking part, but I think I just want to just do it kind of like chilled, so I can kind of read by whim this month. Yeah. That's a whole other story. But let me know in the comments below if you're interested in seeing some books I've wanted to read this month. Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoyevsky. I can't pronounce that. I know that Jason's Weird Reads has read and loved this. And it's kind of dark, and this is one of the ones on my bookish poster, so it's a dark kind of classic with obviously murder and stuff like that in it. But yeah, I can't wait to read this. I'm not sure how quickly I'll get to it, to be honest, but hopefully sometime next year. Right, this is one my husband picked up, but I wanted to show you guys because it's quite beautiful, and it's, I didn't realise that it was based on a book. Maybe that's a stupid thing to say, but The Never-Ending Story by Micheal, Ende. And this is the film. Me and my husband, and I know lots of us, people my age, loved the Never-Ending Story when I was a kid. The film, The Never-Ending Story, and this is about a character called Bastian who, finds a book in the attic, and he sort of gets drawn into a whole adventure, and it's brilliant. The film is so wonderful, and I can't wait to actually read the book once my husband's read it. So yeah, it's so exciting. It's got one of my favourite characters ever with the dragon, so I was so excited. Even though the film made me cry, there's one scene, if you know it, I used to cry my eyes out every time I saw it when I was younger. So, yeah. And then I'm back to another classic. This is Cranford by Elizabeth Gaskell. This is a sort of, I don't really know, but it's about some characters in a village, I think. So yeah, it's sort of the community-based feel of it, and the dramas that go on in that. I can't wait to read this as well, obviously, and look at that. This is one I found in the charity shop, and look at the cover. It's gorgeous. It's a Penguin Library Classic edition. I'm so lucky. This is one I picked up for my daughter. They're reading it at school. It's Private Peaceful. I do want to read it first as well, though, before they get to it, because I just like to do that. This is a World War II novel, no, World War I novel, set about a guy I think it's like a young chap reflecting back on his childhood. I think it's going to be quite sad, but obviously I love, and look at the cover, the poppies. Like, poppies are one of my favourite flowers, for those of you that don't know. so beautiful. It's just wonderful. So yeah, that's another really good one. Now I've got a couple of Diane Setterfield books. This is Bellman and Black. I was planning on joining in the readathon for this, the read-along for this, but I did start to do it, but then I was having a bad week, and yeah, and for whatever reason I just couldn't get into it, so, which I am going to try again though, but I think it was just because of where my head was at, I just couldn't quite get into the plot, but it was a DNF for now, but I am going to get back to it, so. I love Diane Setterfield's writing, and you'll see her the 13th tale I read this month, and you'll see that appear in my favourites, but spoilers. But yeah, so we'll see about this one. Then another Diane Setterfield, because basically, like I said, I read the 13th tale, loved her writing so much, and then picked up basically all the books. This is Once Upon a River by Diane Setterfield, and this is one, basically, I think it's like a girl, a body is washed up on the river, and then it turns out the girl isn't actually dead, and it's, I don't know, there's loads of really good elements meant to be in this, and I know Tom from Tom Reads Things, and obviously Katie from Books and Things loves this book, so yeah, can't wait to read it. The last two books are like probably my favourites of this haul. One I've already read, The Girl That Speaks There. This was released this month, and oh my gosh, for those of you that don't know, I read The House with Chicken Legs last year, and it was like one of my favourite middle grade books, and it still is one of my favourite middle grade books. And this is like a similar sort of vein. Basically it's sort of based on a Russian fairy tale about a girl who, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, she's I think she was like found in a cave and when she was a baby, and living like with a bear. A lady finds her, and yeah, and then stuff, when she's got a little bit older, she feels like she's quite different, and so she sort of goes on a journey into the woods to find out like more about where she came from and the things that are happening to her. But it's so wonderful. I'm going to talk about this in my wrap up. This is amazing. This book is just so gorgeous. The writing's gorgeous. It's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I highly recommend it. Now one that I can't wait to read, and I'm probably going to hopefully pick up like today or tomorrow, depending on once I finish the books I'm currently reading. This is Pages & Co, and this is Tilly and the Lost Fairytales. This is the second book in the sort of the Tilly sort of series, and this is one where Tilly is a girl that goes book wandering. Her grandparents, she lives with her grandparents, and her grandparents own a bookshop, and in the last book she kind of discovers the world of book wandering, and in this one I believe she goes on an adventure to Paris. I don't know too much more than that, but I can't wait to read it, because the last one was brilliant. And look at this cover, and underneath, like, this is just even more, just look, honestly. So I was so excited when I saw this in the shop, so I had to pick it up. Yeah, so that's that one. Thank you guys again for sticking around with my channel and all your love and support. I really appreciate it. You guys are amazing. Like, I'd be lost without you. So yeah, and definitely back. So I'll definitely be posting videos again on the Wednesdays. So that's when you'll see me. And taking care and sending you lots of love. Bye!